hosting at a time of escalating political risk. That is the dilemma Philippine business leaders face now as the ASEAN-Business Advisory Council Philippines officially accepts the ASEAN chairmanship for 2026 from Malaysia this Sunday, October 26. As the country faces its biggest challenge yet involving government corruption allegations, the question is the Philippines ready to take the lead in the ASEAN? With us now for more is George Barcelon, member of the ASEAN-backed Philippines and chairman of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Good seeing you again, George. Welcome back to the program, and thank you for making time, as I know that you're headed in a few to fly to Kuala Lumpur for the turnover.
That's right. Thank you, Kathy, for inviting me.
So what's the mood like as the Philippines engages or re-engages with ASEAN foreign investors, potential and current, but this time under a climate of unprecedented uncertainty linked to the government corruption allegations?
Well, definitely, with this serious corruption cases that's confronting us, no? It has shaken the trust of, basically the business sector, the private sector in the Philippines to the core. Nobody had thought the gravity of this corruption is so vast. And of course, this has been taken up also in the media, the foreign countries. I was in Malaysia also in September 21 when we had that mass trillion whatever demonstration. And my ASEAN friends was asking me, of course, the gravity of this. They were quite surprised. So I can say for sure that yes, we are under a bit of doubts by other countries what has been happening, but we're very optimistic that with the effort that the government is taking on with the ICI, I hope that they will be able to resolve with finality some of the key projects, some of the obvious corruption and those ghost projects that the people will be held liable and they would be found guilty, and the restitution should follow.
Yeah, talk to us about the gravity, because it's not like this didn't happen. And as we were recalling before the show began, when we did take the ASEAN membership 10 years ago, we were faced with the pork barrel funds issue, the PDAF issue. And how did we get on? How did the private sector get on back then?
During 2015, of course, we had the PDAF. What had happened was that issue was blown wide open, and there were personalities that were involved. And we're glad that they were found guilty and they were adjudged to serve time. But what's surprising that knowing that we should have provided some safeguard. This particular case of public works, flood protection, corruption is beyond anybody's imagination. You're not talking about millions, you're talking about billions. And if you compute the last 2.5 years or whatever, it's amounting to $1 trillion. And that's a very substantial amount that could really shake the stability of our country's economy.
Well, as Joey pointed out, the ASEAN 2026 is going to be the biggest event of its scale under President Marcos's administration. Is the president attending the ASEAN Business and Investment Summit this weekend?
Yes, there's a session wherein it's for the Leader Summit, and I believe President BBM will be there. That's a portion wherein each country will present issues that's relevant to the ASEAN. And we will have all the leaders sit in one big convention hall, and the ASEAN members also around sitting around that convention hall. And it's not only ceremonial, but it's also a meeting wherein exchanges of ideas and bringing out some of the key issues that affects ASEAN. ASEAN now, if you look at it, it's a very important bloc. We have 650 million population. And world trade is concerned, we're double digits. We're like $3.5 trillion. So this growth potential is there. European countries are very aware of it. UK and of course US also. So it's important that we get to put ourselves in the right image, that we're ready for business, and the issues on corruption hopefully would be contained and minimized.
But first, we got to have the money to mount a successful hosting for 2026. So how is the budget for the ASEAN chairmanship looking? Do you have any info on whether the Office of the President secured a higher budget for next year? Because that's what he had asked for, to accommodate expenses as ASEAN chair.
Yes. Well, this is a joint effort between the private and the government. But of course, the government has to do the heavy lifting. There was a meeting that was called for by First Lady Lisa. I believe that was either latter part of last week or early part of this week, wherein the various government agencies are looped into what's going on. From the side of the private sectors, we take our cue also from the Department of Foreign Affairs, because this is basically an international event, and the schedules and the key narratives will have to be guided through the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Well, the Office of the President is asking Congress for 27.28 billion pesos. That represents a 72% increase from the current year's 15.8. Do you have any figures on how much the Office of the President got, and how much of a cost is the private sector willing to contribute if indeed it didn't get to 72%?
What I know is what you have stated earlier, the budget that hopefully will be allocated by Congress. But I do know for a fact that when we were together in Indonesian hosting, the last day I had the privilege of sitting beside First Lady Lisa, and he turned to me and said, "It's a very grandeur presentation by the Indonesian ASEAN private sectors." So she said, "Can we match it?" I said, "We'll do our best, and if we have the right budget."
All right, I see a smile there, so I guess that isn't yet a done deal.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, Kathy.
Okay, and we do have a lot of image rebuilding, if you will, and you're going to be the face of the private sector when you arrive in KL in a few hours. What are you hoping to say? Is there like a narrative, a communications narrative coming from the private sector while the government tries to figure out the anomalous flood control projects issue at home?
Well, I'll share with them our thoughts from the private sector side, that we hope there will be more transparency. Earlier, what was discussed about was whether they can have that a live stream, the investigation. And we would like that, because primarily if it's live stream, then we would know what are the questions being asked, okay? Because you can have a close investigation and we don't even know what's being asked. So that's one key area. And the other thing is, like, we'd like to see the body language of those who are being asked, whether they're very upfront in answering or whether they're screaming, trying to hide whatever they know. So I think it's important for a live streaming of this investigation.
Very important, the body language, and also what you project being the face of the private sector. MSMEs, as I understand, is a priority agenda for the ASEAN-backed chairmanship. What are you hoping to do to proceed with these plans, despite the problems that we're facing right now in the Philippines?
Well, the tagline for 2026 would be navigating the future for prosperity of especially focus on the MSMEs. We know very well MSMEs is composed of about 98% of the establishment, generate about 40% of the employment, and so on and so forth. So we'd like to really try to move on like other more advanced ASEAN countries in the digital platform. We have, of course, improved quite a bit during this administration, where a lot of connectivity has been improved in the less serviced area. But we still have our challenges as far as competitive power rates, competitive logistic cost, and of course this cloud hanging above us that has already have our ASEAN neighbors or foreign investors taking a second look. Anybody who want to invest in the Philippines right now, I have to honestly tell you, they will hold on muna, or they might even take a step back. So we play the role of really being optimistic telling them that the government has a handle on this. And I hope that government will back us up. We're telling them that the government has a good handle on what's happening. So I hope that the government will back us up in the shortest possible time before the end of the year, that there will be some resolutions and to the satisfaction of not really the foreign investors, but what's even important is to our people. That's even more important. The trust that has been shaken, and it's the trust of to the Filipino people that takes priority.
That's a tough task you have, and I wish you well. Safe journey to KL. George Barcelon of the ASEAN-backed Philippines and PCCI.